Well, guys, it's time to talk about the comics coming out this week. And while we do, let's just go ahead and have a moment of silence for my budget. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Now, on this channel, I do comic book unboxings, reviews, hauls, stuff like that. So if you love comics like I love comics, then you should hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way you're notified when new videos of mine go live. This is the latest in a series that I like to call What I'm Getting, where I take a look at all the books that are coming out this week, try to figure out which ones I'm getting. I try to cut my list down a little bit to stay under budget, and I show you guys that whole process. So now I like to start these videos off with the book I'm most excited for. But first, I do want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Ultimate Comics. Ultimate Comics is my LCS and has been for almost 3 years now. They've got 4 locations in the Raleigh-Durham area, in Raleigh, Durham, Cary, and their second Raleigh location at Crabtree Valley Mall. It is Sunday, so there's still a little bit of time for you to head to your nearest Ultimate Comics and take advantage of their Black Friday sale that ends this weekend. Everything in the store is buy 2, get 1 free, including wall books. The only things that are excluded are hot toys and anything you've got on hold or layaway or on a subscription box already. So that's really dope. But the savings are not just for local people. So don't tell anybody I told you. But if you use the coupon code HOLIDAYS at ultimatecomics.com, anytime now or between now and Monday at midnight, you will save 25% on your order. Now, ultimatecomics.com, they've got all sorts of exclusive and rare variants. You were looking for some old hip hop variants? They got them. You're looking for some ratio variants? They got them. You're looking for sketch covers of books that are well past? They got those too. Plus all the new hotness, as Will Smith would say in Men in Black. So use coupon code HOLIDAYS. You'll save 25% on your purchase. There are some items that are excluded, so go have fun, but don't be greedy. And that's Ultimate Comics. So thanks to Ultimate Comics for sponsoring this video. And now, let's talk about the books I'm getting this week. And man, I gotta tell you, DC Comics is just like trying to ruin my life. They've got a personal vendetta out against me. I don't know what I did to them, but they do. So let's start with the book I'm most excited for this week from Milestone Media and DC Comics is Hardware Season 1, Issue Number 3. Hardware, written by Brandon Thomas with art by Dennis Cowan, inked by Bill Sienkiewicz, and colored by Chris Sotomayor. Man, this book is absolutely the best of the Milestone Returns titles so far. They've all been pretty good. But when I'm looking for like the magic that the original Milestone titles had, the art, the story, the dialogue, this hits every mark. It's been a 10 out of 10 so far. The only knock against the series is that it's been marked by some delays. So we're finally getting issue 3. What feels like 2 months after issue 2 came out. But I'm really excited about that. It's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm getting the cover A. And since Hardware is published by DC Comics, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the DC Comics on my pull list this week, starting with Action Comics issue 1037. This is the World War World Saga Part 2. So we've seen bits and pieces of this in Future State, but this issue is bringing us Superman and the Authority versus Mongol. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of Brian Michael Bendis's Superman run, but there were a few issues where Superman was fighting Mongol on World, and I liked those issues. So I'm really excited about this return to World. Philip Kennedy Johnson has been doing his thing. The artwork in Action Comics has been awesome. I didn't think I was going to continue this once John Kent got his own title, but here I am, loving it. It's got a cover price of $4.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. And that might actually be the only regular DC Comics issue this week. But DC is putting out a ton of annuals, oversized issues that cost a little bit more that I didn't realize were all coming out the same week. Let's go ahead and get started with them. First up, is the Batman 2021 Annual, written by James Tynion. This is going to be the conclusion of this whole Ghostmaker story that we've been seeing in the backups for quite some time. Ghostmaker is actually a character I like. It's, a friend that we didn't know existed from Bruce's past, not named Hush, right? But it turns out he ends up being like an ally. But he's got his own little adventures and also his own backstory that we've been finding out in these backups. And now we get the conclusion to that in this annual. This is a book that probably doesn't have to go home with me, but I would hate to like have a hole in my Batman collection. And that sucks. But this got a cover price of $5.99 and I'm getting the cover A. Speaking of Batman, next up is Batman the Detective #6, written by Tom Taylor with artwork by Andy Kubert. I mean, there's really not much else to say about that title. I actually put it on the back burner so I could stay current with the main Batman title with Fear State and everything going on. I probably regret that decision. So I'm going to go ahead and binge read this because I've heard it was really, really good. It was Batman in Europe. I did read issue 1. I liked it a lot. But rounding out the series by Tom Taylor, who is my favorite writer in comics right now, it's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. So that was the last real issue. Next up, continuing on the annual train, we've got Detective Comics, the 2021 Annual. Detective Comics written by Mariko Tamaki. This issue is not done by Dan Mora. Honestly, Detective Comics has been really dope lately. I've been catching up slowly but surely. But the reason I'm getting this book is by far the variant cover. Whoops, it's over here. The variant cover by Jason Fabok. When Jason Fabok draws Batman, you buy it. And that's just how that goes. It just sucks because it's already an oversized issue. It already costs more. I'm paying an extra $1 to get this cardstock cover. So that's got a cover price of $6.99 because I'm getting this cover B. You'll pay $1 less if you go for the A cover. Next up is the Joker 2021 Annual. Joker, written by James Tynion. I don't know that I need this one either, but I've been collecting the main series. What I love about annuals is that they can be tied into the main series, but they typically are a great like one and done story for someone who's not following along. So I always like to see how interesting the stories are. Maybe I'm just a sucker like that. Joker 2021 Annual has got a cover price of $5.99. I'm getting the cover A. And next up are two that I'm actually really excited about. The first is the Nightwing 2021 Annual featuring a backup story about the Red Hood. I love Jason Todd. I love Dick Grayson. I love Tom Taylor, who's writing the Dick Grayson story. Nightwing has been like right up there among my favorite superhero titles this year. And I expect this annual is going to be great as well. It's got a cover price of $5.99. These $6 comics, man, I'm getting the cover A. And next up, like I said, is another book that I'm really excited about. Probably my second favorite superhero title right now, Robin. This is the Robin 2021 Annual. We're getting some more information about Flatline, Damian's new, sort of love interest, you might call it that. But I'm really enjoying Robin, the main title, loving this companionship, loving just the action, the character development that we're seeing from Damian. Written by Joshua Williamson. I'm blanking on the artist, my bad. But this Robin 2021 Annual has got a cover price of $5.99. I'm getting cover A. And man, the DC comics this week are costing as much as my normal budget usually is. I'm looking at $44 if I stick to the list and don't buy anything extra. Who's got room for anything extra? Anyway, next up, let's talk about the Marvel comics on my pull list, which are a lot more respectable. First up, we got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 80. I've been up and down on this series, but it picked up in the last issue. So I'm still on it. The only drawback to me is that this book is coming out weekly. I don't necessarily need Spider-Man every week unless it's like super, super action-packed, super exciting, and every issue hasn't been that. But like I said, last issue picked up a lot. It's probably the best since they rebooted it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep reading through issue 80. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And next up is Marauders issue number 26. This one, I have to look at everything with like this really scrutinous eye because I'm so over budget. Marauders is a series that I truthfully haven't been enjoying ever since Ten of Swords. I mean, I've enjoyed bits and pieces of it. It's been up and down for me as well, but it's not been like the knockout title that it was. And I think every issue that I get that's not as exciting as the first 10, it's like a little bit more disappointing. But this one's got a cover price of $3.99, and if I decide to grab it, I'm just getting the cover A. And next up from Marvel Comics, from not Donny Cates, dang. Al Ewing and Ram V is Venom. Venom issue number 2. I just read issue 1 last week, and I was kind of on the fence, right? The one thing that I noticed about this Venom run is that it just makes me want to go back and read Donny Cates' Venom all the way through. There were a lot of things that happened at the end of Donny Cates' run that set this up. So, I mean, you can pick up this Venom run with no prior knowledge. It does set up everything decently well. But as someone who read the first half of Donny Cates' Venom run, it starts off so much more exciting. And I kind of just, reading issue 1 of this just kind of made me want to go back to that and finish it up. But Venom number 2's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm getting cover A. And next up is X-Men, The Trial of Magneto, number 4. The miniseries that did not need to be a miniseries. The freaking Inferno storyline kind of spoiled what happens here. But if you want to watch it play out and find out why Magneto's been innocent the whole time, then read read Trial of Magneto number 4, written by Leah Williams. This could have just been an X Factor. Hey, if you're a completist like me, you end up with this on your pull list anyway, because who wants 3 issues of a 4-issue miniseries? It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And if I get all the Marvel comics on my list, chances are I'm not. But my Marvel comics are just going to cost me $16 this week. So we are officially $10 over budget before we even start the indies and creator-owned and small publishers. Speaking of those, let's go ahead and get started with the list. From Image Comics and Skybound Entertainment is Firepower, issue number 18. Firepower is written by Robert Kirkman with art by Chris Samney. This is one that I've been binge reading here lately, and it's just so much. It's so exciting. It's one of my favorite non-superhero titles for sure. And as we come close to the end of 2021, I got to really start thinking about which books are on my top 10 list so that I can give them to you. But Firepower is definitely in those probably top 5 indie titles I'm reading. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. And next up from Image Comics is Spawn, issue 324. Now, Spawn is a title that I buy specifically for the art, and the cover on this one is an example of that. So 324 is an anagram of 423. Batman 423 has an iconic cover from Todd McFarlane, and this issue of Spawn number 324 has an homage to that cover featuring Wanda. We don't get to see Wanda on the cover of Spawn very often, and yes, I had to be super crypto nerd to get the reference, but I got the reference, and now I'm excited that I got the reference, and I'm buying this issue just for the cover and because I like Spawn. So Spawn 324 has got a cover price of $2.99, and I'm just getting cover A. Next up, from IDW is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 123. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been such like a slice of life, like everyday book, which I've been fine with because I get so much action and darkness and all that from the superhero titles that I'm reading. But I'm really ready for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to get back to some action. And this issue promises to bring that. Leonardo apparently is joining a fight club. Now, I always go for these Kevin Eastman variants, and so that's what I'm getting this time. You see Casey Jones flying through the air. I just love Kevin Eastman's art. So I'm getting this book with the Kevin Eastman cover. It's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm getting the cover B. And next up, also from IDW, staying in Turtle Town, Mutant Town, I guess. We're looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Best of Shredder, number 1. finally rounding out these best of books. So this is going to collect all your favorite moments, or all of a lot of people's favorite moments of the Shredder, going back to the Mirage days all the way up into the IDW days. If you like the Shredder, then this is the book for you. I love the cover, and I've been collecting all these. I got all of them. I got all 4 Turtles. I got Splinter. I got April O'Neil. I got Casey Jones. And now I'm going to have Shredder, and that's going to be the best of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe I can get those like custom bound or something. I'll probably leave them the way they are, but that's really dope. It's got a cover price of $5.99, and I'm getting the cover A. And the last book on my pull list this week, really needed it to end, right? This is The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 28, also from Image Comics and Skybound. Robert Kirkman's Walking Dead. This is reprinting the original series in color with cardstock covers, with letters, pages, and all sorts of extras. Covers by David Finch. I'm getting this cover A because it's by David Finch. And that's the end of my pull list. This one's got a cover price of $3.99, by the way. And that's it. That's it for my pull list. So if I stick to the list, my indie comics are going to cost me $21 this week. And again, the moment of silence for my budget. Because this week, my grand total before taxes and subscriber discounts is $81. I am $31 in the red. That I'm paying 1.75 the amount that I would normally pay. That is that's bad. That's bad. That's not good. But I mean, it doesn't happen super often. So I've been trying to figure out, like, okay, which books can I cut off of this list to get back down to 50? And honestly, with all these annuals, they're all stories that I'm really interested in. The only one that I'm kind of iffy on is the Joker 2021 annual. That would save me $6. And then if I cut all of the Marvel titles except Spider-Man, which I'm kind of inclined to do. Venom #1 didn't like wow me, but I am kind of curious about it. Then that would save me another $12. So even then, that would save me $18 total, close to 20, I guess. So we can round that to about $60. I'm still $10 over budget if I eliminate all of those. There's really nothing else that I would want to eliminate. Maybe The Walking Dead Deluxe, but that would ruin my custom buying plans. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. I didn't add a bunch of books to the list. DC raised the prices on like all of them. And that put me in a tough spot. DC Comics hates me, apparently. But that's the list. What's on your list this week? There's books that I left off this list because I couldn't afford them, like Justice League Incarnate, that I'm really excited about. Maybe it'll still be on shelves next week and I'll buy it next week or something. But yeah, let me know what you guys are buying in the comments below. If you want to see a full list of every single book that's coming out this week, you can view that list at comicsaredope.com. And while you're there, you can shop for exclusive merchandise to rep your comic book fandom. Hey, if a couple of you buy t-shirts, I don't have to worry about the budget this week. So there's incentive. You want to help me out, right? No, I'm playing. But yeah, go to comicsaredope.com to get a full listing of every book coming out this week and every week. I'll see you in another video very soon. Until then, I hope you saw something that you liked. If not, hey, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy and be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.